Yo, just woke up. It's 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon. It's been raining every day in Portland. Uh, Here's some old footage from 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Sometimes I go to Denny's late at night at like 3, 4 a.m. just to be alone. And there's this guy there that kind of just started talking to me randomly. He was like across on another booth, and I figured out that he was homeless, and after 20 minutes I asked if I could interview him. And he was like, yeah, of course, yeah. And so he came over and I tried to have like a linear conversation about his homelessness, but he kept jumping from one topic to the next, and it was hard to, I wanted to make like a chatting with out of it, but I don't know, it's not, I don't know, linear enough or concrete. So here's what I tried to edit out of it. So here's that footage. All right.
I mean, there's only been in history a few what you call true mystics. One of them is Madame Guyon. Another is Francis of Assisi, Francesco. That's really how it's pronounced. Francis is a transliteration of it's another old European language. It's actually Francesco of Assisi. Francis. Well, isn't that a coincidence? I just thought I was talking to just some nice guy just sitting there and I was trying to bounce off a few ideas with.
Well,
the thing with
well, I've been doing these interviews for the last few months, and I've been wanting to do one with a homeless person, actually.
Oh yeah, I mean,
so I want to ask all about that.
Yeah, because I'm getting ready to write a book on the subject of how the government can help the homeless. They actually think that there's the government, that there's no cure for homelessness. They couldn't be more wrong.
Well, yeah, I think it's a mental health thing.
That's part of it, but the fact that the strongest individuals in my research is when they have a father figure who sits at a table at the end of the dinner time, but instructs. I mean, the food is just a side. He's there to teach and instruct the kids, and when that's not there, it's like that happened to me. My father, he just didn't appreciate being a parent, and he worked second shift to avoid ever talking to me growing up. I mean,
What about your mom?
My mom. I mean, well, she worked till 11, so I was able to talk when she got home. But when he wanted to tell me something important, it was really funny. He cut out the clippings out of them, the old 1960s newspapers. That's from that time period. And tape them to my wall in my bedroom. I would come home the dangers of smoking, or watch out for venereal disease, don't trust any woman.
You had the proof.
I mean, and that's how I was raised, and in a vacuum. And see, this
in the 60s.
I was born in 1951, November 14th, 1951.
So you were 10. So yeah, your teenage years were the 60s.
Yeah.
Did you? Oh, do you need something?
Oh no, I was going to say you're the first reporter. I'm actually going to tell this why I have almost 400 of the most beautiful women in the world as my Facebook friends. I mean, you have access to it. I want you to see it.
Yeah.
Pull it up.
Right,
I want you to see my Facebook friends.
All right, let's see. Let me see.
It's going to crack you up.
how did you become homeless?
Um, I only make 1,000. At that time, $1,211, and she wanted 99% of my net income, leaving me $41 a month to live on that.
Who?
I endured that for 2 years.
Who?
Me. I endured.
No. Who wanted?
My the first retirement home I was in, or boarding care, I guess that's the word, was the one over on Wellesley and Santa Monica Boulevard. They're not there anymore. Look, first, before I tell you why I'm homeless now, I have to tell you the first time I was actually forced into that reality, right?
Okay.
What it was, when you have no clue about what life is like being homeless, and you're suddenly just thrust into it due to no choice of your own. That's what happened. My wife of 5 years abandoned me.
There you go. Thank you.
Because she decided that she no longer loved me. I worked, had my own little business, a fish delivery service in Maui, right, in Kihei.
Where?
Kihei, Hawaii.
Okay.
Basically, women can destroy you instantly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like 1 minute. I mean, I was always remembering her birthday. I wasn't out there hustling like I was for fun. I mean, I had to work. I mean, that was hard. 100-pound boxes of mahi, ahi, all kinds of funny names, in Hawaii. And I used to get a kick out of the mahalo, aloha, and then these chefs, my God, were they hilarious. Big, fat guys. I mean, like that in that movie 50 First Dates, he's singing that song about somewhere over the rainbow.
Yeah.
He's a kind of a heavy singer. The Hawaiians, because they're into spam, I mean to tell you, that's why they're so. They eat spam and rice morning, noon, and night. You go into any gas station over there, and I mean to tell you that they have every concoction. I mean, they have it wrapped in some kind of weird seaweed paper. I mean, it's delicious. They keep it it's sort of moist, and you eat it. And it's just but anyways, going back to.
Yes. Okay. So 5 years, she leaves you.
I mean, she leaves me.
That's how long you guys were married.
That's 5 years. I mean,
Okay.
but we dated on and off for 10 years. I mean,
Okay.
so it wasn't like I just didn't just jump into something.
All right.
And I
then
thought I could trust her.
Yeah. She left you, devastating. Then did you move out from Hawaii?
That was not my intention. You talk about a funny story. I've got to tell it. This is my 30 seconds of fame or whatever.
Well,
she worked. I mean, to have actually landed her and married her because she was wealthy. She had all these hidden stock accounts everywhere. Just popped. She never revealed anything to me. Right. That was her thing. I wound up, the beginning is that I was so, I want to say, fearful of the high school life, I just felt like I was going to, because I was watching friends all over the place get plowed. Jeff Champion, he was one of my best friends. Some couple of guys grabbed him. He was small frame. I mean, he was like, it's just like a 12-year-old, 98. They grabbed him and beat the crap out of him. I couldn't fend him off. There was two of them, and there's only one of me, and they were going to come after me. But they basically broke his jaw, nose bleed. I mean, the face was bleeding, and it's just. So I said, if this is high school life, I'm out. That's why the first time I quit. That's why.
You didn't graduate high school?
Not then. I mean, now I have I actually went back to high school as an adult, high school diploma and a 2-year associate degree.
Yeah.
But I have 94 credit hours in my 2-year associate degree. You only needed 62.
Oh.
I fell in love with college life.
What was your degree, or what was your emphasis?
A mixture of business and back then I studied ancient computers. I was part of the dinosaur era. That's how I was trained.
What did you do from then until moving to Hawaii for work in 2000?
You've heard of the greatest story ever told? I'm about to tell. Jesus of Nazareth. The greatest story I've ever told, right?
Okay.
You're about to hear the second. I want to say the most amazing, but it definitely is going to. I'm going to write the book. The name of the book is. It's just pure coincidence. The name of the book is called I was a broken bread and a broken sheep. 53 years of intense fire pain syndrome healed and restored in an instant. And I'll give the date.
This is a book
This is a book I have started. Right? I'm probably going to reduce it. Just broken bread, broken sheep.
That you're going to write.
Right.
Okay.
The life story. Broken bread, broken sheep, completely healed, restored. It's as though I'm an 18-year-old boy. And why do I say that? I haven't been able to speed walk in 22 years. 2 weeks ago, when I told you that I heard that, I'm sure you, as a student of theology, I'm sure you've studied a little bit of everything. The mystics heard a still small voice in their spirit that spoke to them. That still small voice in my spirit said, Don Lemon, you are completely healed. My response, the way I've always responded to the old man, that's what I call him, the old man.
God?
I call him the old man because that's what he is. He's ancient. In Daniel, he's called the Ancient of Days, meaning the guy, let's think, logically, he's not millions, not billions, not trillions, not octillions, all of them weird like zillions and names for all. You can keep going, right? Infinite. It's still, that's how old the old man is. Now the Indians, I really like this term. I told you I was on an airplane flying from Metro Detroit to in 2001. I actually died on that airplane. And why I wasn't noticed is because I passed in my sleep. My head was against the window like this, or I'm trying to remember it. I remember what it was. I think I was on the aisle seat, and I had this huge pillow, and there was nobody to my left seat, but there was another lady on the other side that was there. But the middle seat was up. I put the pillow there, and because I was grieving so deeply about my mother, right? That I inadvertently went too deep within my own emotions, and boom. It's because I've always had...
You sure you weren't just asleep?
No. The reason for it is that I've been a completely devoted believer. Now, I didn't know what to me, I was perfectly normal, right? To me, this was as normal when an 8-year-old child having more faith than Abraham did concerning a son. Right? I had that absolute stone.
You were
8 years old.
You were on a plane and you died.
Oh, yeah, no, yes. Just so that you know, I have had a long history. I'm 66, and we're talking 8 years old, and I went through the entire process of what happens Now, to me, that is one of the greatest unknowns. Let's call the greatest unknown, the greatest mystery, unknown mystery revealed from a genuine experience that I'm going to articulate into probably 50,000 pages of doctrine and knowledge that I received when I was there. It's been a lot.
Oh, you mean heaven?
And it's not called that there. It's called the Paradise of Peace. It is the home of the. God is not physical. He is not biological. He is spirit, meaning his entire life force. He's an entity like you. It's funny how these characters manage to show up on television, right? Like, meaning that he has no physical form. The only time he shows up is that when he has to appear as for a point of reference to some lower entity, some lower form of life, right? By the way, the universe, we thought, well, maybe there's 1 million of civilization. No. Quadrillion civilizations. I mean infinite. Why? We are not the most unique life form, in spite of what these theologians, Pat Robertson and all of them, we are not the most unique creatures in the world. I know, I've seen many of them. I've seen them myself. They have